All content is publicly sourced and used under the USA Fair Use and UK Fair Dealing Guidelines. The things I say are strictly my opinion. Good afternoon, everyone. It's the Bizzy Bee with the, not quite so royal anymore, tea. It is the 2nd of November, a Monday. I hope you're all having a great start to your week. Wow, it's been a pretty busy day for me. I have not had a moment to myself, except for the hour I took for lunch, of course. But I have a couple of exciting things I want to share with you today about the hapless, half-witted Harkles. If you remember correctly in my last video, I told you... Well, I'll get into that in just a minute. Okay. So, for today's royal history, I have George III, and we've all heard about his madness, but I have an interesting little fact about him. I don't know if you've heard this or not, but on the 2nd of August 1786, a woman named Margaret Nicholson approached George as he got out of his carriage at St. James's Palace. She was supposedly going to present him with a petition. It was actually a blank piece of paper. As he tried to take the piece of paper from her, she lunged at him with a dessert knife. She lunged at him a couple of times. George, apparently fearing that she would be unjustly handled for such a pitiful attack, was reported as saying, "The poor creature is mad. Do not hurt her. She has not hurt me." So, quite a merciful guy, it sounds like. You think Henry VIII, Henry VII, Richard III would have been so merciful on someone who lunged at them with what is the equivalent of a butter knife? I thought that was interesting. For today's episode of As the Stomach Turns, we have what I talked to you about in the last video. She got the trial, for her case against the Daily Mail, the Associated Press, whatever it is, postponed till next October. It was supposed to start this January for confidential reasons. Now, I told you I believed it was for one of two things. She told the judge that she's pregnant, which, yeah, she's going to fake another pregnancy. And the other one is that she's holding out hope that her father will pass away between now and then, so he won't be able to testify. Pass away, buy the farm, so to speak. And I know somewhere in Montecito, Handbag heard me say, buy the farm, and he's turning to Smegs and saying, "Babe, your dad's trying to buy a farm. I didn't know he was into gardening. So is my dad. We have so much in common, babe." Wish I could do an English accent to make that sound even more convincing. But yeah, Smegs, it turns out her dad is speaking, and he believes that the reason she wants this postponement is because he believes she thinks that he'll pass away as well. Can you believe it? This tricky little trick. Even her own father knows that she's holding out hope that he's gonna kick the bucket, buy the farm, croak. Right? Okay. Thomas Markle Sr., father of Smegs, has reacted to delay in privacy trial after the Nothing of Nowhere won her bid to have a privacy action against the tabloid newspaper postponed for 9 months until autumn 2021. And with the way Smegs does math about her pregnancy, she'll probably still be pregnant. If she's pregnant now, she'll still be pregnant 9 months in autumn of 2021, next October. Right? According to Daily Star Online, Thomas Markle says the privacy case was causing him anxiety, and he fears he could die tomorrow after Smegs' request for delay in the trial was granted by the court. Thomas said he wanted to get this case over with as quickly as possible due to health problems. "None of my relatives has ever lived beyond 80 years of age. I am a realist, and I could die tomorrow. The sooner this case takes place, the better." According to the Mirror UK, Mr. Thomas Markle was and is planning to travel to Britain to provide evidence in person. Smegs is suing Associated Newspapers over articles in the Mail on Sunday that included parts of a handwritten letter she had sent her estranged father, Thomas Markle, in August 2018. Handbag's wife has won her bid to have a privacy action against the tabloid newspaper postponed until next autumn after a judge heard a confidential reason from her lawyers for seeking a delay. And now here's the other thing. I said that this means that she's going to fake another pregnancy. And here we go. Apparently, I'm not the only one who thinks so. Smegs may have given fans a pregnancy clue with her latest legal move. Fans? Does she actually have any fans anymore? I don't think so. I noticed my videos don't get any comments from people raging against me for saying bad things about Smegs these days. I haven't had any sugar comments in quite a while. I don't think Smegs has any fans. I think just about everybody sees the truth about her by now. And if they don't, then they're blind as a bat. Let's take a look. Earlier this week, a judge in the UK approved Smegs' request to delay the beginning of her trial in her privacy lawsuit against the Mail on Sunday. Judge delayed the beginning of the trial by almost exactly 9 months, prompting many royal watchers to wonder if Smegs might be pregnant with her second child. Adding fuel to the speculation is the fact that the judge granted the postponement on confidential grounds. Second child with Harry, but about fourth child in all. Get it straight. Smegs' latest legal maneuver has some fans convinced that she's pregnant with baby number 2 with her handbag among the likely contenders to be the father. Yes, there's a lot to pull out of a legal maneuver, so let's dig into what is going on here. Basically, Smegs recently asked the court to delay an upcoming court date in her privacy lawsuit against the Mail on Sunday, which the court granted on confidential grounds last week. The trial was scheduled to begin on the 11th of January, but on Thursday, Judge Mr. Justice Warby approved Smegs' motion to postpone the trial, which will now begin no sooner than the 15th of October, 2021. So like I said a few minutes ago, about a year from now, and she doesn't know how to do her math about her pregnancy, so she'll still be pregnant then. My conclusion is that the right decision in all the circumstances is to grant the application, Warby said during a pretrial hearing at the High Court in London on Thursday, according to People. That means that the trial date of the 11th of January will be vacated and the trial will be refixed for a new date in the autumn. The fact that the trial was delayed by almost exactly 9 months did not escape many royal fans' notice. Several took to Twitter not long after the news broke to share their theories. And I'm not going to show the tweets. I'm sure you've all seen them, but it is quite funny. I believe that Smegs thinks if she goes up on the stand pregnant, or faking a pregnancy, that the judge will have sympathy on her. And no, I don't think it's going to work. I think that everybody sees through her by now, and she's going to get caught in her lies. The fact that they're allowing this Finding Freedom book in there, I can tell you right now, there's probably back and forth calls going so quickly. Her attorneys, Omid Scobie's attorneys, are trying to get all the facts straight about what didn't she tell, what did she tell, and this Carolyn Durand, I haven't seen her do much press about this Finding Freedom. I heard her do one radio interview, but most of the mouth talking about it was Omid Scobie. I bet she is just so infuriated about this whole situation. This is going to be dragged into court now, this book, which means she'll be dragged into court. And this is something she totally did not want to be a part of. I can't speak for her, but I'm sure she didn't want to be a part of. She's probably thinking, oh, this is a mess. She's not going to perjure herself for Smegs. And if any of Smegs' alleged friends get called up to the stand, do you really think they're going to perjure themselves for the Harkles? Absolutely not. Would you? No, of course you wouldn't. Let's take a look at a few comments from the last video. Lacey is for Smegs and handbag. Goodness knows why. We pay taxes to keep her in luxury. How long is it since she actually worked? What an opportunist user that woman is. The two of them disgust me. All they do is whinge and moan and sit around thinking up ways to make more money and to fool the public. Just a waste of space, the pair of them. When life pushes you down, get up, dust yourself off and yell, plot change. What have we learned today, everyone? Well, number one, Handbag thinks his pa-in-law is going into farming. Number two, Mr. Harkle is among the contenders for father of baby number two, along with Marcus Anderson, Omid Scobie, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah, and possibly Gayle King. Not quite sure about that one. She's checking her schedule book. I still didn't get that right, but whatever. Moving on. Number three, when life pushes most down, they get up, dust themselves off, and say, plot change. When Smega gets pushed down, she gets up, dusts her knees off, and says, leave the money on the nightstand. Any smart girl would take the money up front. She should know that by now. She's been at it long enough. Everyone, if you want to send treats to the lovely ladies and the one gentleman, there's the P.O. Box. And of course, tips are greatly appreciated. There's my PayPal info. And of course, my Facebook and Twitter. There's the Facebook. And thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate each of you. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification button. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.